Big churn in West Bengal politics ahead of the assembly elections just 6 months from now. After Trinamool Minister Shuvendu Adhikari quit the Mamata Banerjee cabinet, another state minister, Rajiv Banerjee, now claims that Trinamool is corrupt and promotes corrupt ministers. Meanwhile, the BJP's Mukul Roy has been named in a charge sheet in a Trinamool MLA murder case. Here's a complete breakdown of these fresh flashpoints in Bengal.
Assembly polls in West Bengal are just months away, and ruling TMC is witnessing a string of rebellions. While the party is still grappling with rebel TMC MLA Shuvendu Adhikari, who resigned from Mamata cabinet, yet another TMC minister is on the warpath. Minister Rajiv Banerjee has now launched a veiled attack at Mamata, calling TMC corrupt and dishonest.
যে মুখগুলোকে মানুষ পছন্দ করে না, যে মুখগুলোকে মানুষ দেখতে চায় না, যাদের সম্বন্ধে মানুষের বিরাট অভিযোগ আছে, যারা দুর্নীতিগ্রস্ত, যারা স্বচ্ছতার সঙ্গে কাজ করতে পারে না, যারা সত্যি কথা বলতে পারে না, আজকে তারা শুধু স্থাবক বলে তাদেরকে আজকে সামনের সারিতে নিয়ে আসা হচ্ছে।
Now BJP MP from Barakpur made explosive revelations saying that TMC government would fall even before assembly polls as soon as Shuvendu quits TMC to join BJP. Meanwhile, CAA, one of the flashpoints between TMC and BJP, may get implemented in January next year.
ऐसे लोग जो हमारे पड़ोसी देशों में, पाकिस्तान में, बांग्लादेश में, अफगानिस्तान में धार्मिक प्रताड़ना के कारण अपना देश छोड़कर हमारे देश में आए, शरण ले रहे हैं, उन सब लोगों को नागरिकता देने का काम मोदी जी की सरकार करने वाली है.
Facing an all-out attack, TMC too has hit back. Bengal CID has named BJP leader Mukul Roy along with 4 others in its charge sheet in connection with the murder case of TMC MLA Satyajit Biswas last year. Mukul Roy called it a conspiracy.
ममता तू होम मिनिस्टर है, वो आदमी का सामने खड़ा होके बोलो जे बीइंग ए होम मिनिस्टर आई बिलीव जे ममता मुकुल इज इन्वॉल्व्ड विद दिस टाइप ऑफ एक्टिविटीज. लेट हिम से.
TMC MLA Satyajit Biswas was shot at a point-blank range during a Saraswati Puja program in Nadia district in February 2019. The BJP too has blamed TMC for a string of murders of its workers.
Resentment in Trinamool Congress has not been anything new, but one after the other, if the sitting cabinet ministers raise their decibel and voice against TMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee as well as the party leadership, this of course is a matter of concern, especially with the elections around the corner and the gates of BJP open for all those who've been performing in TMC only to oust TMC itself in the Assembly 2021 elections. This is not just an interesting battle, but also a battle on the home front. With camera person Tapas Berry, this is Manogya Loiwal in Kolkata for India Today.
So before we proceed with our guests here on India Today, let's just remind you and re-up some of the big flashpoints that have been intensifying between the Trinamool and the BJP. Remember, the West Bengal election is all said to be one of the most ferociously fought state elections in recent memory. It's building up definitely to that. The farm bills has become a new flashpoint. The Trinamool has termed it anti-farmer. Mamata has backed the protests. She's dialed the farmer unions. Political murders is another ongoing flashpoint theme between the BJP and the Trinamool, with both sides accusing the other of either killing or capitalize on killings. The BJP says that the Trinamool was behind the murder of its workers. Law and order is a third theme that is a huge, very explosive flashpoint between the BJP and the Trinamool. The BJP says there is a total law and order breakdown in Bengal, and it has collapsed under Mamta. The Trinamool has accused the BJP of bringing in outsiders or gundas. That word has been used to disrupt peace. COVID-19 is another flashpoint. The Trinamool says the centre has discriminated on the citizenship law as well, and we're going to come to that in a moment. The BJP says they're going to implement the Citizenship Amendment Act in January. That's 5 months before the election. Mamta, the biggest critic of the CAA and NRC, has not yet reacted. We're going to try and get a reaction on this show. Jammu and Kashmir special status, and so on and so forth. All of these are the big flashpoints, and now we're seeing Suvendu Adhikari, a very big minister in the Mamta cabinet, throwing the towel, and now you've got a second minister, Rajiv Banerjee, openly criticizing the Trinamool Congress and the government, saying that it only promotes those who are corrupt. Joining me live, Manojit Manjal is a political analyst. He speaks in support of the Trinamool in this case. Saurav Sikdar is a leader of the BJP from West Bengal. Manojit, this is, you will have to admit, Manojit, and welcome to you both, that
Thank you.
6 months before the election, Suvendu Adhikari, the issue over there had become quite uncomfortable. It played out in public. But how do you explain someone like a Rajiv Banerjee, who is also a state minister, quite openly and quite explicitly, pointing a finger at the Mamta government and saying it only promotes the corrupt?
I think you are explaining it all. 6 months before the election. That is my question. Why are they realizing now, in not even 6 months, you have barely 4 or 5 months before the election, barely 4 or 5 months before the election, they could realize that TMC is promoting the corrupt. I think this is bizarre. You see, there are, issues, there could be issues within the party, and he must be discussing them in the party if there are issues. But, to speak about all these things in front of the people, I think he must be having some agenda behind it. I do not really know. He's still in the party.
What are you insinuating, Manojit? What are you insinuating? Are you saying that the BJP is trying to poach them or lure them away or try and damage the party from within?
Yeah. I look at the way the BJP is ravenously waiting for them. As it were, they are waiting for the apple to fall and then eat, because they don't have it. They don't have a leader. They're ravenous almost. Look how they're jumping in joy in the very prospect that Suvendu Adhikari might go to them. Still, I think Suvendu is in the party. But look at how they're jumping in joy like newborn sucking calf. This is quite bizarre.
Let's get a word.
Fact remains that TMC has got around 220 MLAs. Still, the government is very, very strong. For the last 2 years, I've been hearing that this government would fall.
Okay.
Forget about Arjun Singh. We don't give much credence to what Arjun Singh said. But the Prime Minister himself, during the last parliamentary election, he said the same thing, that government will fall because, 40 or 80 of them are in touch with them.
Okay.
Only 2-3 are switching over. We have got still 218 MLAs left.
Yes.
I think TMC is a very big party. These switching overs will not matter because people in Bengal vote in terms of the narrative of development.
Okay, you're calling it switching over. You're calling it switching over already, even though it is not certain what Rajiv Banerjee and Suvendu are going to do. But yes, I understand that there is some consternation. You're saying 2 ministers rebelling in this manner is not going to make a difference. Saurav Sikdar, the allegation that the Trinamool is making against your party is very simple. They're saying that the BJP is back to its old tricks, doing the tod-fod politics, trying to break the TMC, trying to lure people just before the elections.
Well, this is not at all about this tod-fod. This is the just revolution against the PC Bhaipo Private Limited. See, TMC become the now Banerjee Private Limited Company. Everything has been controlled by PC and Bhaipo, PC and nephew, aunt and nephew. So the leader who have their mass bases, like Mukul Roy, like Shobhan Chatterjee, like they have already joined us, and Suvendu, Rajiv, they are also a very prominent leader and prominent face in West Bengal. So now I mean, everything has a limit. So that limit has been crossed for this family, that family domination in Trinamool Congress. I just want to mention the people who actually built the Trinamool Congress. They are totally neglected and they are not at all in a front row of Trinamool Congress nowadays.
But Saurav, are these two ministers joining the BJP or not? What is the clarity on that?
These two ministers, they have their own agenda and they are independent to join any political party. But it's for sure they are not going to stay in Trinamool. Already Shubhendu said he is not going to stay in Trinamool, and Rajiv also today he has cleared from last 2-3 days he is saying I am not able to oil enough. So that's why I am not popular or I am not getting my exact places in party.
Monajit, the BJP says don't blame the BJP for the internal problems within the Trinamool, and the insinuation is also that most ministers or most insiders will try and get the maximum benefit just before the election, so you can't question the timing of these guys doing this also. Monajit.
It is amazing that they're still calling this party BJP, whereas you should be calling them TMC B, C, and D teams. Let me tell you, as a political observer, a good riddance to all these political leaders who are trying to switch over, and they are actually forming the BJP. It should be called TMC B team, because the people who are categorized as B, C, and D, they are only jumping the ship with the hope that they might get more. Otherwise, what explains the fact that only 3-4 months before the election, you think of jumping the ship? It's clearly that they must be, promised of something more. Look at these two ministers in concern. One has already resigned. This person, Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari, I still believe that he is in the party. He held 35 posts, including 3 big cabinet ministries. What more can you ask? The person in question, Mr. Rajiv Banerjee, yes, he's still in the party, and I believe he's in the party. He also holds very prominent position in the party, in the cabinet. So that the honor or these things are not the question. The issue is something else. Either BJP is trying to deflect their attention by having all DRC like the
under the CBI scanner for one particular investigation in Narda. It could be any reason. Look at what Mohammad Mukul Rai has done. Mukul Rai has switched over to the party with the specific agenda of saving his own skin out of Sharda issue.
Saurav, do you want to? How do you handle that allegation? The fact that the Trinamool is saying good riddance. If there are people from within the party who want to leave and cross over for their own personal grievances within the party, then so be it, and good riddance. The BJP is made up of all people who have abandoned the Trinamool.
The practice of Trinamool Congress, as you can hardly find a leader or a Karyakarta in West Bengal who is doing anti-Trinamool politics, especially the BJP workers, who doesn't have any false case. You name a leader in West Bengal, Trinamool Congress and Mamta's government has imposed lots of false case on them. So, to just counter this, they are raising this false allegation. See, if anybody is actually guilty, so agency will do their own courses. Even after joining BJP, Mukulda was summoned. Mukulda has joined the investigation, and he is pretty much confident that he was just he was framed very falsely in all these cases.
Okay.
Now the thing is, main problem is Mukulda was one of the architects of Trinamool Congress. Now Mukulda is leading our election, and with his experience, he is actually helping us to conduct the election and how to fight this election. So why don't we use his experience?
Okay.
The problem is not only Mukulda, all the senior leaders. What you say about Shobhanda, what you say about any Sabyasachi, all big leaders come there.
I want to.
Sabyasachi doesn't have any allegation.
Okay, we've talked about
What about Arjun Singh?
we've talked about the minister's issue. Now I want to bring in a third element, which is something that actually was a breaking news story today. Kailash Vijayvargiya, the BJP's in charge for West Bengal, has made a comment today in an exclusive interview to India Today, where he has basically said that the Citizenship Amendment Act, Monojit and Saurav, the Citizenship Amendment Act is likely to be implemented, says the BJP, from January next year in West Bengal, as the centre and the BJP are keen to grant citizenship to the large refugee population in West Bengal. Now, I imagine this is already going to explode on the political landscape, because we all know what CAA has done in terms of political fires in the year gone by, and especially in 2019. First, listen to what Kailash Vijayvargiya told India Today.
देखिए, पिछले लोकसभा चुनाव में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने पश्चिम बंगाल की जनता से प्रॉमिस किया था कि वे सब लोग जो शरणार्थी की ज़िंदगी यहाँ पर जी रहे हैं किंतु उन्हें नागरिकता नहीं मिली है, उन्हें हम नागरिकता देने के लिए कानून में प्रावधान करेंगे। और मुझे प्रसन्नता है, प्रधानमंत्री ने जो कहा, गृह मंत्री जी ने CAA का बिल रखा और वो एक कानून बन गया है। और अब लोग चाहते हैं कि जल्दी से उनको नागरिकता मिले। इस संबंध में हम जहाँ भी जाते हैं लोग हमसे मांग करते हैं। हमने भी उनसे वादा किया है कि निश्चित रूप से हम नागरिकता प्रदान करेंगे, और केंद्र सरकार जनवरी में शायद ये प्रक्रिया पूरी हो जाएगी, तो जनवरी-फरवरी से नागरिकता देना प्रारंभ कर सकते हैं।
You know, Monojit, the coronavirus pandemic had ensured that all talk of NRC and CAA was completely sidetracked and sidelined for the foreseeable future. Kailash Vijayvargiya has today given a definite, he has basically made it very clear. He has said that the centre will implement CAA in West Bengal in January, 5 months before the elections. Monojit.
Yeah, I do not know whether Mr. Vijayvargiya is representing the government of India. He cannot, because he is not part of the government of India. And even
True.
then, if he's saying so, I think he is completely out of his turn. But look at the hypocrisy. They took almost a year, more than a year, to implement an act. You did not have the excuse of coronavirus to create the rules. The fact remains that you know that this law is discriminatory, and we will have the objection, principal opposition to this kind of law, which will, of course, follow the NRC, which is nothing but a disaster as far as Assam is concerned. We know even if CAA is implemented,
Assam, 12 lakhs Hindus and 7 lakhs others will also suffer. That objection will still be there. If you implement this law, you can't implement only in Bengal. It has to be implemented in Assam as well. And look at what is happening in Assam.
Okay.
Assam was boiling on the principal reason that you are actually giving citizenship to the illegal migrants, irrespective of the religion. That was the moot issue in the Assam education. So how will they implement the law in Assam? Are they only going to implement in Bengal? If they are trying to do it,
Fair
we'll
point,
fight
fair
it on the
point.
ground.
Saurav, you know, yes, it is a point that Monojit makes, that Kailash Vijayvargiya is not part of the government. He is the BJP leader. But what is, you know, is this merely political rhetoric before the Bengal election because the CAA and NRC is an emotive issue? Or is there really a plan now for January? Because if that is the case, then it's going to be a very, very big upheaval. And also answer the question about whether it's going to be about West Bengal and Assam.
See, Kailash Vijayvargiya ji is in charge of our West Bengal, and he is a very senior BJP leader.
Yes.
Who has, I mean, whatever he says, I'm sure he has, he says very responsibly. Because he's a senior leader and he has a continuous follow-up with the Home Ministry and other ministries. So, if Mr. Vijayvargiya said, it is going to be implemented surely. See, BJP always deliver what they promise. In West Bengal, it is not only the question of giving the citizenship, it is a question of national security also. As the last month, Amit Shah ji told us in West Bengal, when he visited West Bengal, BJP wants to win West Bengal not only for a win a state, but also to protect the national security, because you know this West Bengal nowadays corridor of terrorism. I mean, if you just have a look on past few months incidents, like bomb blast or the terrorist activities in West Bengal.
Okay,
So for the national security, CA has to be implemented.
The meaning I am reading from this, Monojit, is that Kailash Vijayvargiya is a senior leader. He speaks responsibly. All of that may be true. You got elections coming up as well. It's unlikely that a leader of Kailash Vijayvargiya's seniority would say something as specific as CAA is going to be implemented in West Bengal in January. In January, he's given a month also on it. You know, if there wasn't something afoot. So I don't think it may just be rhetoric, Monojit.
No, it's not about rhetoric only. It's not about CA either. These BJP leaders who are actually imported from outside Bengal, they are, speaking everything, speaking even on the behalf of ED and CBI. What the ED is going to do, what the CBI is going to do, how can they do so? Is the CBI or ED the political agencies? I think they are being used as political agencies. Otherwise, how could they anticipate that this is going to happen, CBI is going to raid, CBI, that these people are going to be in jail. I mean, this has been happening for the last 3-4 years. We know. The fact remains that in Bengal, even if they talk about the refugees in Bengal, 90% of them are citizens of the country. Already they have been given the citizen, and on their votes, one of their MPs is in Matua communities. Mr. Shantanu Thakur is from Matua. Whose votes he has got? What, the illegal migrants or the illegal voter? Do you mean to say that this person was elected because of illegal voting? What are you talking about? These people are already citizen. These people are already citizens of this country. Yes, the people who came later on are not the citizens of the country, but the number is very less.
Saurav, I have just listed for our viewers all the different flashpoints that currently exist between the BJP and the Trinamool. The farm law, outsiders, insiders, law and order, appeasement. So many things are there between the BJP and the Trinamool. After what Kailash Vijayvargiya has said, please answer this question. Is CAA going to become one of the biggest, topics of conversation now in the BJP's campaign in Bengal?
Yes, obviously, because we promised the people of West Bengal before Lok Sabha election, our Prime Minister, our Home Minister, and other senior leaders that CAA will definitely be implemented in West Bengal, and we are definitely will keep our promises. And I just want to make a comment on this Monojit's outsider issue. The problem is Trinamool Congress, the name of the party is All India Trinamool Congress, and they have tried their level best to be an All India party. As in past, we have seen that in every state they put their candidate to contest MLA or MP election. So now they don't have their All India leader, any leader outside Bengal or any people outside Bengal, so they are jealous. I mean, Bengal has seen in earlier also in CPM, Sitaram Yechuri, Prakash Karat, Binda Karat, they used to come. Mr. Harkishan Singh Surajit used to come and conduct the election in West Bengal in favor of CPIM. Mamata Banerjee was the opposition leader, the strongest of opposition leader that time. Has she ever raised that issue of outside at that time? No.
No, this is
because this time she is afraid of losing.
Monojit, completely out of time, unfortunately. But I think
power. That's why he is just
I think the insider-outsider issue is going to be, a very, very big central thematic point in this election. No matter whatever else comes and goes, that is going to be a big one because Mamata Banerjee has bitten down very hard on that idea. Good points made on both sides, but I'm out of time. Monojit and Saurav, thank you very much, gentlemen, for being with me here on India Today. We're taking a very quick break. Back with much more. Stay with us.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.